YouTube, what is up? So we're gonna be taking a look at the last figure from the Hulk Build-A-Figure wave. This is gonna be the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame or Avengers Wave 3. And we're gonna be taking a look at Beta Ray Bill. So Bill came along in Thor issue 337. I wanna say that was like 75, 76, something like that. He was created by Wallace Simonson. And in this issue, uh, Beta Ray Bill is in a starship with the last or the remaining people of his race. And I guess they're flying too close to Earth's, atmosphere. Fury sends Thor to go take a look at what's going on. And this battleship that he's in, I guess, just, sees Thor as a threat, and a fight ensues. So they start shooting at Thor, and next you know, Beta Ray Bill and Thor are uh, in a fight. So what ends up happening is while they're fighting, I guess Thor either got too close to Earth's atmosphere and returned to human form, or he was separated from Milner for X amount of time, and he returned back to human form, and Beta Ray Bill was able to get the upper hand and knocking him out. So he goes to pick up Milner, and if you didn't know, back at this time, Thor was able to turn into like this human form he had, and Milner turned into a cane. So Bill was worthy and was able to pick up that cane, which was actually Milner. Now, when that happened, Odin called upon Thor, and in doing so, he ends up transporting Bill to Asgard. And he's like, wait a minute, there's nobody on the face of the planet that's worthy enough to carry Milner besides my son. Who are you? So what ends up happening is Thor is summoned to Asgard, and Odin makes these two guys fight till the death, and the winner or the champion will be given Milner. So what ends up happening after that point, they fight, both knock each other unconscious. Bill gets up before Thor, carries, instead of killing Thor or throwing him into this lava area where they were fighting, uh, he ends up sparing him and returning to Asgard with an unconscious Thor. He didn't have the heart to kill him, so what ends up happening is Odin felt uh, Bill was worthy enough, and instead of him taking Milner, he gives him Stormbreaker. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. We've seen most of the side art. There's that read up UPC, if it helps. Now these figures have been out for a while. Go ahead and crack this thing open. And like I was saying, this is probably the harder of the set to find. And if you do find them, I suggest you don't pass up on them. I mean, you don't necessarily need a bill, but like if you're a completist and you want to do maybe something along the lines of, have them with your Asgardians, Guardians of the Galaxy, or the Annihilators, where he's in that group with Silver Surfer, Quasar, Ronan the Accuser, Gladiator, Icon, Cosmo. Yeah, that would be the Annihilators. I'm trying to find something to open this with. Yeah, so, or like if you want him as a member of the all new, all different Guardians of the Galaxy, then you know he plays a role there where he's with Cosmic Ghost Rider, which we're going to be getting pretty soon. Wow, might have to go ahead and pause this. So I'll just let you know, like, yeah, so the all new, all different Marvel Guardians of the Galaxies with Kitty Pryde, Thing, Ant Man, and Cosmic Ghost Rider. And an interesting thing about Annihilators is Cosmo actually recruits him to the Annihilators. And we did get a glimpse of Cosmo and the Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as actually Beta Ray Bill. I don't know if that they actually came out and said that yet, but let's go ahead and pause this. All right, so here we have him out of package, and just to let you guys know, he's a champion of his race, and he was chosen to go through some type of genetic engineering. Like, he's like mixed with some hybrid of some animal, and he has this cybernetic implants, and he's modified and all this and that. So his look is not necessarily typical of his race, because they, you know, modified him with a some type of crazy animal, deadly animal from his planet, which actually gives him that horse face or moose face, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So in the new, I guess fairly new, Thanos legacy story, after Thanos is actually killed, uh, his brother, and I say his, and I mean Thanos, his brother, calls a meeting with most of the cosmic beings, and lets them know that, Thanos had a message for everyone. And in this meeting, he lets everyone know that his conscience has been pretty much downloaded into someone, and they're going around trying to figure out who that person most likely is, and the number one candidate ends up being Gamora. And if you guys haven't seen that issue, this is that's pretty much the look that he has. Is this look here? This is not a classic Beta Ray Bill look. And with that being said, he looks more like the classic Thor. And as you can see, if you wanted to have that classic fight, yeah, that's a no go. The uniform that Bill's wearing right now is, like I said, more modern, and Beta Ray Bill has more of a classic Thor look. Slight differences, a lot of similarities, except for maybe like the knee pads and a few other things. But if we are fans of this guy, we already know that. So yeah, not a bad figure. Maybe a little too plain on the legs, but overall, I think it's a good figure. Has jaw articulation. Uh, Stormbreaker actually looks really good. Could use a little bit more paint, but still not bad at all. And he did come with 2 head sculpts for the Hulk. So he's got a plain face and a smirking face. Not bad. But one thing, I wanted to try out, and I don't know if anybody's even tried this yet, and maybe something you guys could take a look at as well, is going to be the Thor Ragnarok Build-A-Figure head. Now, I don't know if these greens... wow. This one's really glossy. But this is was a more, early Avengers look, MCU look for Hulk. And as you can see, the head does snap in. The greens are a little different. But it's actually not terrible to the naked eye. On camera, you can tell. But that's not a bad look. But here we have the grinning head. And as you see, this matches up a lot better. And the calm looking Hulk head, and it's actually really good, surprisingly good. I mean, for some reason initially I didn't really like it. I didn't like the idea. I was hoping they gave us something more along the lines of this, but maybe they could in the future give us this head sculpt without the paint on it. That'd be pretty easy. Or maybe 1-in-1 would have been nice. And the only thing I can compare him to that I have opened would be this Hulk. And I don't think that head's gonna look good at all on this figure. Maybe we could take that off and give that a look. I can tell you right off the bat, that peg is too big. So the hole on that head, Ultron, I want to say, is just gonna swivel around. It's a good look, but color's off a little. But yeah, it's not a tight fit. It's just gonna spin. So you can see that is just too big for that peg. But on shelf, it probably won't look too bad. To the naked eye, it's not noticeable. On camera, it is. So yeah, that's probably gonna do it. And if you have any other questions and you want to see some side-by-side comparisons with maybe him and some of the Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe we can do something along the lines of whipping out comic accurate Groot. What else? Maybe Vantastro? I don't know. Yeah, if you guys want to see something like that, then I definitely can give you a few options of him standing around with some of the Guardians. But I'll have to dig around, try to find those figures. So that's gonna just about do it. As always, please wow. Please like and subscribe, and as always, take care.